Pittsburgh's best sports show is about to begin. Call us or tweet us. We've got things to talk about on the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call. Bob Pompeani here, and with you until 11 o'clock. And you can call in and air your opinions at 412-575-2600, or you can tweet me at KDPomp. I'll be riding solo here tonight, so need your feedback on a lot of the topics of the day. Of course, the big news for the Steelers, they won a game, and how important was that, and how impressive was that, considering what they were up against injury-wise. And then afterwards, we learned today another big injury. Stephon Tuitt is now lost for the season with a pectoral injury and needs surgery. Just a terrible blow to a defense that was really playing well and continues to play well despite all these injuries. They had others last night as well. T.J. Watt went out with an oblique. Joe Hayden left. Barron was out. Davis is still out. They have a lot of guys who are just, at this point, just trying to get through, and depth will be tested once again. So Tuitt is the big news of the day, and he's out for the rest of the season. So the Steelers have a bye week, and then they get ready for Miami, and then it's the first of 3 home games, actually. It's Miami, it's the Colts, and it is the Los Angeles Rams, all coming to Heinz Field. And this is a big part of their schedule because you can go from 2-4 theoretically to 5-4 in what is a weak AFC. I'm just curious your thoughts about where the Steelers are. The AFC is not as deep as the NFC, which means there are opportunities for all of these teams, especially when it comes to wild cards, first and second. The division, well, that depends on what happens to the Ravens. They have not an easy schedule coming up either. They have some games that they're going to have to play at Seattle, I believe. The Browns have New England after their bye week, so they could potentially go to 2-5. I think it's going to go right down to the end, and 8-8 may be good enough to either win a division or certainly get a wild card. Perhaps we'll see a 7-9. We did a few years ago. Will that happen again? Well, in the AFC at this point, anything is possible. 412-575-2600. How about that effort by Devlin Hodges to come in? And he certainly was not shy about showing his confidence as he walked onto the field last night, which, by the way, was 90% Steeler fans, which was great to see. And that had a lot to do, I think. Normally I wouldn't say that, but when you're on the road like that and you see that much support, this was not a neutral site. Like I remember Super Bowl 40 in Detroit. That was a neutral site. We had a lot of Pittsburgh fans there, no doubt. Seattle didn't travel as well. But in this case, these are all either transplanted Pittsburghers or Pittsburgh fans or people who, just came out for vacation, whatever the case. And it was interesting. I think that had a role and to pump this team up. But I think Mike Tomlin and his coaching staff did an excellent job, pushing the motivational buttons where they are, what they needed to do with a bunch of guys who aren't necessarily starting players. And Devlin Hodges led the way. 15 of 20, not all that impressive in terms of yardage. I think 132, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. But he made all the smart plays. He converted third downs. He certainly used a good run game, led by James Conner and Benny Snell, plus the offensive line was, I thought, at its season best. So it's a good win for them. Not a lot of people saw it coming, but it did happen. So they're 2-4 now with some time to think about what lies ahead and also get some week off. And that'll be 2 weeks before they play the next game, a week from tonight at Heinz Field. So to get your thoughts on that, just the state of the NFL in general. Aren't that many great teams out there? Who do you look at on their schedule? Because after that, I'll just recite it for you since I brought it up. It's Miami, Indy, and the Rams at home. That's all cool. But then after that, 4 straight against teams they can beat. 2 against Cleveland, 1 against Cincy, 1 against Arizona. So to me, that's a mixed bag. They'll be favored against Arizona. They'll be favored at home against Cleveland, I think, not at Cleveland. Baltimore is at the last game of the season. That's a change from what we normally see. It's always Cleveland at the end. Well, in this case, it's the Ravens, and who knows, that game may come down to winning the AFC North. Prior to that, it's the Bills and the Jets. Second half of the season is much easier for the Steelers, as it is with the Cleveland Browns as well. The Browns could go to 2-5 and still end up with 10 wins, depending on how they play in those games. But so far, they've not been very good, and I've been telling people this all day. One of the stats I saw on CBS Sports HQ was interesting in that Mason Rudolph has more touchdown passes to this point of the season than does Baker Mayfield. And Mayfield's played in all 6 games. Rudolph just 2.5 before he got injured. So I think Rudolph will get the call when they start against Miami. I think that's widely thought of as long as he passes concussion protocol. I think that's the wise move. But I know a lot of people don't agree with that. Devlin Hodges is a guy who can come in, keep the seat warm, not make mistakes. We saw it in Baltimore game. We saw it last night. but I still think Mason Rudolph is the man who they wanted. If ever there was going to be a backup quarterback to Ben Roethlisberger as the so-called heir apparent, it would be him. That's why they drafted him where they drafted him, so I don't think they're going to shy away. And quite frankly, why would they? He had 7 touchdown passes, and I thought he played very well in the time he was in there prior to getting hit by Earl Thomas. 412-575-2600 is the number. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about the Penguins, who had a wonderful trip out west. They're coming home for 3 straight. We'll get into that and more. We take a break and line up your calls right here on the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call. Call us on the Borders and Borders hotline. We're coming back right after this. The Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call is brought to you by Ireland Contracting, celebrating 25 years as Pittsburgh's #1 home exterior expert in roofing, siding, windows, and gutters, where honesty and integrity still matter.